No, I'm streaming too. You can take a look if you like. But you just missed the Bilbo Baggins song. That's okay, I'll play it again. Oh, I'm wounded. I'm hurt. So it always used to make me laugh when you watch shows on, like, Comedy Central. So it always used to make me laugh when you watch. You are following me, so what's your problem then? It was on, like, Comedy Central. Tosh, you are following me, so interesting. So what's your problem?
That's weird, but I don't see your icon.
Interesting. Because I have none people watching at the moment. The people who are watching me are the people I'm talking to. That is.
I can hear that Bilbo Baggins song.
Bilbo Baggins.
That is. So have any of you guys been watching Discovery? All access. I didn't tell it to start playing again. Why is it playing again? Oh, because it's a different version of the song. And now it's in her clip. Now it's putting in clips from the movies. All right, music change. Come Along is a great song.
Yep, hi Gerbil. Yeah, all access.
Apparently, Disney Plus is developing a Willow series. So now I have to sign up for Disney Plus.
What series?
Willow.
Oh, cool.
That's what I said.
Willow was okay.
It's one of my favorite movies ever.
Is there a cult following that love Willow so much they want to bring it back?
Like me? Yes, absolutely.
The strength of one. There must be a lot of yous out there. No, it was okay. I'm not trying to actually put it down, but it's okay.
It started my lifelong love affair with Warwick Davis.
Yeah, he is cool.
And my unhealthy obsession with little people.
If you have the unhealthy obsession, did you watch Time Bandits?
No, that's one I still have to watch.
That is one of my favorite movies. It's just a fun.
I gotta put that in my
movie.
download queue. Okay.
Yeah, Time Bandits. Brazil.
So.
Yeah, they're gonna neuter him. Don't worry, Shoe Thief.
Who are they neutering?
Bad Mardigan.
Okay, Connor. Since Paul's gone, I need you to give me validation.
Looks good.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
No, yeah, looks good. I mean, I'd say you got a lot of detail there in that stomach. I mean, but that's what you want.
See how excited Connor is with your art.
Yeah.
It's looking so good.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Look,
So
when I get to sleep again, that's when you can expect me to stop yawning.
Oh, whatever. It's fine. It's not bothering me.
I'm just saying, that you got a lot of lines in that stomach. I'm not sure if it's the most. I mean, it depends on if you're going for appeal, right? If you're going for like realism, then yeah, it makes.
I have to go back to the channel. So, folks, in my channel, I just started streaming, and I'm talking in Discord with Luke and Connor. They're two other streamers, and they're doing art on their channels too. I'll post a link in chat.
Oh yeah. I should probably post a Khadgar link. That would be good.
It will be good.
Yeah, can we do all three?
Yeah.
Yeah. But actually, I think I'm gonna hop off and crash.
Because you suck, sir.
Yeah, I do. I do suck. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. Very much appreciate it. Thank you guys. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Blank Chaos. Chatting with me.
Thank you for hanging out with me, Connor. I appreciate it.
Likewise.
You truly are an inspiration.
Absolutely, Shoe Thief. You are very much welcome to join. All right, Vicious Shapes, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the host earlier. Hype.
All right, Connor. See you next time.
Yes, indeed.
Hello, Tavastri. Hey, this is pretty early for you, right? What is that Khadgar thing? I've never used that.
I'll post a link in my chat. Give me just a second.
Okay.
It'll be just me and you now, since old Fuddy Duddy there's leaving.
That's fine. It's really late for him. He's
Shit,
actually.
I think I made the same mistake I made before. Look.
Open up a second window first.
No, I didn't. No, the problem was that I rated the wrong person.
Oh. Did you raid the other Planet Chaos again?
Yeah, I rated the other Planet Chaos again.
There's more than one Planet Chaos?
You sent your people to Limbo again?
Look, I mean, is this my fault or is this really your fault?
Who the heck?
No, it's your fault, Connor.
Who the heck would be Planet Chaos? That's what pisses me off, because I'm all like, oh, Planet Chaos with a K? No one's going to pick that. And then boom, it's already used. Hey, while you're still here, what do you think? I can do Shep Art Online or Rob Shep Art. What do you think?
I do Rob Shep Art.
Yeah, I was thinking Rob Shep Art, because it's even kind of close to my name, right? So. Yeah, so I might change that to Rob Shep Art. Although I tell you, I was at the street fair the other day and I was telling this other artist that on Instagram I'm Planet Chaos, and the people in her booth like stopped in their tracks and they looked at me and like, oh, that's an epic name. I'm like, oh, maybe I should keep it.
Yes.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with. Oh, you're still here, Shapes. Okay, good. Some people are still there. I know Godom Gill went over to Planet Chaos. So, I mean, I'll try and raid again.
It's Planet Chaos Art. You can do it.
I did it. I got you, Official Shapes, and maybe one other viewer that's gonna raid Planet Chaos Art.
That Connor going to dead streams.
Look at that! A raid of 2! Woohoo!
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I have to actually get to work now. Hello,
so what are you
Better
working on tonight,
McGill.
Spider?
Wait, say that again?
What are you working on tonight, Spider?
It's a Drider. Take a look at my channel. So I got to work on the torso. But, you know, it's a elf, half elf body, half like Black Widow body.
Ugh. Gross.
Yeah, but the legs are looking cool.
The worst, aren't they?
I'm just like a spider. Like, I don't like spiders. My wife was watching some kind of nature video of like dragonflies earlier, and like, Jesus, those things are fearsome and disgusting.
Oh yeah, insects. You know they have no qualms. They're brutal.
Brutal.
Chewing off legs of other critters, and it's sitting there screaming. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's looking really good, man.
Yeah,
like the complexity of the figure here, no, definitely increased.
Chaos is another guy who blows me away with his ability to put figures together.
Yeah.
That's because, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I don't feel like I'm all that good at it, but I'm better than I was because I've spent a whole lot of time. I'll give credit to that Proco on YouTube.
Yeah, Proco's good.
Yeah, so I bought his course and went through just about every lesson. So that's helped me a ton.
Yeah, you should also check out Modern Day James. He's very good on YouTube too.
Oh yeah, I watch him a lot too, and you know he does it in a completely different way. But it's like, oh my god, like the way he does the hip structure is like amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're both awesome.
No shortage of good folks out there.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of good channels.
All right, like I said, I better get to work on something here.
Yep. I will leave you guys. Thanks again, guys, for hanging out.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Connor. See you next time.
All right. Good night, guys. Take care.
Night.
All right, let me try this out here. So I'm going to click on this Khadgar link. Because when I do that, I'll see chat from both, right?
Yep. You know, my super busy chat. No offense, you thief. I see you're there.
So everyone who's not in Luke's channel, go follow him. Let's put that in here. Or go populate his chat so he feels a little better. I'm just kidding though. I can't get video to play in Khadgar yet. Pause. So if I unpause and play, maybe I have to relaunch.
Just load the link. It should load up 2 video windows.
It does, but ever since Twitch did the upgrade about 3 weeks ago, most of the time my video won't launch the first time around.
Thanks for the follow. Appreciate that.
So right now it just shows me a black screen, and I'm trying to figure out how to get it to load.
Huh. No idea. Multiply.
Where to go? Sorry everyone who's in my stream, we're just trying new things today and it doesn't seem to work out for me yet. Everything
Hey.
loads except the actual video.
Thank you, IR137. Appreciate that too. Hello, hello, hello.
I'll have to figure this out another time. It's not working.
Boo.
But
it does generally work.
I can look at chat, and that's kind of what I wanted it for. Actually, I wanted to see your art too, but it was looking good when I looked at it just a few minutes ago.
You really don't want to look at it. It's looking pretty awful.
Right now? No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
Oops. Uh-oh. Alright. I'm screwing everything up. I'm actually kind of bummed out that the video's not loading from CADGuard. Damn it. Oh well. Copy this link at least. So for everyone else, is that CADGuard link working? Now, here's another thing that's weird. You were able to paste that link into my chat. I can't paste that link into my own chat. There must be a chat setting that says can't do special symbols or something.
I have no idea. I have no idea why you wouldn't be able to paste it into your own chat.
I haven't been able to do it into other people's chats too. That's the weird thing. Like I don't even think I can paste a backslash. Yeah, I can't. So I can't even add that link here. I've got so many people watching me right now, like literally, and I've got nothing to show. All right, forget all the technicalities. I'm getting to work. Thank you for your patience.
So, are you doing this for practice piece or for funsies piece?
Well, everything's for practice, right? But my plan is, when I started twitching, I was like, what do I want to draw that'll be part of a big plan and let me practice. And so I decided I was going to do some D&D monster cards that would be, I'll do a Kickstarter after I get a portion of them done. It'll be a real tiny Kickstarter just to dip my toe in the water, but basically it'll be these cards, and they're going to be 5x7, and they'll have the monster stats on the back and the monster picture on the front. So if the dungeon master's cruising along, goes, oh yeah, you come across a Drider, they can throw down this card, for other folks to say, okay, that's where we're fighting.
It's like a DM, so it's like DM tools. You're trying to build.
DM supplemental tool. Yep. That way you don't have to sit there and open up the monster manual and dig through it. Although we know DMs will tag their pages, but so yeah.
Or just make it up as they go along.
Yeah.
The cheaters.
So that was my plan. So all the critters and monsters that I've been drawing will be part of that supplement. And I've only got like 15 of them done, and there's a list of 65, so I got a long ways to go.
Still more than I do. That's like actually working on a project. I envy that already.
Yeah, you kind of have to make up a project, right? So I was going to do a comic book, and then I was going to do world building, for my comic book. But then I realized those are such huge projects that this one is the one I decided on. So in this particular case, I've drawn the torso first, and now I've got the head and shoulders to do, and I'm having real difficulty getting them to fit on because I'm doing things backwards than what I'm used to. But I'll get there. Gutter McGill, thank you for that follow. Welcome aboard. I'm glad you found the channel. Is that emote Taskmaster?
Which one?
There's an emote that Gutter McGill put in my chat. So it
looks a bit like Taskmaster, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a character who's underloved, if you ask me.
Always one of my favorites. That was a George Perez character. So he made Taskmaster, then he went over to DC and made Deathstroke. That's why they're so similar. And they're both cool. Gesture.
What song is this? This is Cosmo Sheldrake. I'll tell you. Cosmo Sheldrake Solar Waltz.
Gunnar McGill, thank you. And I have a lot of I'll say faithful lurkers. So welcome to the club. Faithful, not quite the word. I have a lot of consistent, I don't know, what's the right word? But they're here all the time, lurking and checking out what I'm working on. So So Luke, back to project or lack thereof. If you were to create a project for yourself, what would you do?
It would probably be a comic.
What genre?
Urban fantasy and a superhero. Because I love me urban fantasy.
Cool. And then what stops you from doing it now? Just time?
Time, energy, motivation.
Yeah.
Self-loathing. You know, the usual factors. Ability. I always admire people who are working actively on a project.
Yeah, I'm getting sidetracked by some messages. All right. So urban fantasy, you mean like fantasy worlds but in city dwellings, city environments?
Yes, in more modern settings.
Oh, sort of a juxtaposition of modern day but fantasy.
Yep.
Magic? Oh, that would be cool.
So stuff like Urban Shaman or the Dresden Files or That kind of stuff.
Now I know why so many artists start with the head and move down, because when you start with the torso and move up, it's freaking hard. I don't know why, but it just is.
Yeah, but I need to get better at starting with the torso and moving up so I can actually keep body proportions right. Especially like when I try to drop big group shots, I have a hard time keeping people in proportion.
Right? It's hard to do it when you start with the head, right?
Yeah. But the advantage of starting with the head is that I have a visual reference for how big everything else should be.
Yeah. Yeah, it works when you don't have to worry about exact size. I think I got some that's it's still not working. Anyway, I'll keep doing it till it works. Gerbil, thank you for that host. I appreciate that. I might even try to find some reference.
Man, that's looking good. So you use Clip Studio or Photoshop?
Clip Studio.
Clip Studio?
Thank you, by the way. Didn't know if you were looking at your own stuff.
No. Trust me, I would never say such a thing about myself. No.
I do, I use Clip Studio because of their inking tool. You know, their inking whatever engine.
Okay.
So, if I was a pure painter, I would use Photoshop, to be honest. But since I do a lot of inking on my stuff, Like if you go on my stream, I'm going to show you the ink lines. Just real quick samples. So, like if I was, whoops, gotta get the right color. And you probably already know this, but just the way the Clip Studio can allow you to ink a line, it looks a lot like a brush.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, man, this is just too good. And other programs are okay, but not at the inking. So that's why I use Clip Studio Paint more than anything else. Plus, it's made for comic books. It has some other tools that help it. But like I was saying, if I was doing pure painting, I would be using Photoshop.
Sure. I'm way more comfortable in Photoshop. So I'm still trying to figure this stuff out.
One handy tool in Clip Studio Paint. Do you know that it has a vector layer? Like, are you familiar with it?
I believe so.
Okay.
Explain it to me like I didn't.
Well, you can create two different art layers. So one's going to be a raster layer, one's going to be a vector layer. The vector layer works exactly like the raster layer, except you're actually drawing a vector line in the background, so it remembers that. So one of the tools that I like to do is you can set up the selection tool to select an area that is encompassed by a vector space, and it will select into the middle of the line. And I don't know if you're following me or not, but when you're flatting colors, that comes in really handy because I'll do an outline. In fact, you know what? Better if I show it. Let me open up a past image and I'll show you what I mean. But this tool just saves me so much time when I'm flatting colors. It's amazing. Let's see here. I'm sure I did on this guy, right? Alright, so if you look at my stream, see like the inked outline of this character here?
Give me just a second. It's still loading. I'm still at your opening screen. Make sure open file screen.
Who's
hello,
there?
Tua?
It's Tuatha. Hello.
Although to properly pronounce that word in Irish, it's just Tuaha.
Tuaha?
Tuaha.
Tuaha. Hello, Tuaha. Well, she might have...
comes from the Greek comes from the Irish pantheon of gods, who are known as the Tuatha De Danann, which is literally translates to the people of the goddess Danu.
Wow, you guys are pretty into it, because she typed that out just exactly as you said it. Tuatha De Danann.
Mythology is my jam, yo.
Yeah, I used to love it so much more. I had no time for it, but yeah, I love mythology.
Okay, well, I'm happy with this blending tool in Clip Studio. Anyway, so you're showing me about vector lines, or about being able to use vector lines.
Yeah, so I can set up a... it's actually kind of complicated now that I'm trying to say it. But I can set up a layer as a reference layer, and then when I go into a different layer, like I'm going to open up the flats, and I want to select something, if you see how it's selecting in the middle of the vector line. So because I'm using a vector line, I can set up the tool to select to the middle of that line. So I can I can select areas and color them super fast, and they're always going to be masked off, right? There's no white leaking through.
So, I in Photoshop just use the lasso tool a lot for that.
Yeah, so in the lasso tool is different because you're usually having two layers. You've got the ink layer above, and you've got the paint layer down below, and you usually have to hand draw your lasso for each area that you're going to flat color, right?
Kinda.
So in this case, if I use the border tool, or if I use the line art tool, then I ink all my borders, which I have to ink them anyway, and at the same time I'm creating my color holds. So it's just handy in some cases.
Sure. Sounds super handy.
Yeah, because you can do flat colors in like 5 minutes. So, pretty cool. Anyway, that was just one of the reasons why I like using Clip Studio Paint on a lot of my stuff. What am I missing here? Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out a way to... so Shoe Thief was just asking me. I'm going to have to figure out a way to explain it so that's actually clear. Like, I might even have to just type it out.
Well, they say one of the best ways to learn is by teaching.
I agree with that. Yep. So, I like saying two off the two, but yeah, this is a Drider, so it's going to be half Dark Elf and half Spider. I did this last night when I was super tired, but I'm like super happy with the body already. Couldn't get the top of the torso very well, so I gave up last night. But now that I'm working on it, I was able to get something that I like a lot, so I'm pressing on.
Let's see, what's a good rim light color?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Sorry, folks, I'm distracted again because I really want to get CADGuard working. I'm gonna open up Chrome and see if it works in Chrome. For anyone that's new to my channel, I've got that scrolling, portfolio down in the lower left to see my past art. I encourage that if you like the art, follow Instagram because I will always post there before any other social media place after each art that I do. Just ends up being my favorite. So CADGuard is working in Chrome. So let me mute that.
Hi, Chaos. I still see you.
Yep, so I'm going to use Chrome instead. Alright, and now make sure I haven't missed anything. Thank you. As always, I try, and I keep going until it gets to a certain level, right? Twitch and Twitch and Twitch. I know, right? No, I don't log in. I just want to paste. Huh. Oh well. I'm gonna have to figure out. Does anyone know in chat? Does anyone know why I cannot paste special characters in my chat window? I mean, is that a feature that I might have turned on and I need to turn off or something?
Are you using slobs, I assume?
No, I'm using OBS, but it's I'm talking about in the chat window. I'm not using Stream Elements, but in my chat window, like if I want to, like you're able, it was the same thing we were talking about before. You're able to paste a link, and I'm not.
Interesting. Couldn't tell you why that is.
So I paste it in, hit return, and nothing happens. So it's just like going off in a limbo. You think it's primarily a Twitch setting.
Well, if it was a Twitch setting, it wouldn't work regardless of the platform. Right? It's like if it was a Twitch setting, you wouldn't be able to do it in Khadgar either. Because it's still posting to your Twitch chat.
Now Khadgar, when I post into, I mean when I cut and paste into Khadgar, it's asking me to log in.
Interesting. It shouldn't have to log in. It should tell you that, hey, you're posting into an embedded window. Are you cool with that? And you're like, yeah, of course I am.
Login will open in a separate window. Weird, weird, weird. So, can I paste special characters in the chat window of my browser-based Twitch live? I'll go try that. Let me go see, because I am doing it through the dashboard. And I've only had this issue since Twitch upgraded. So it's kind of weird. But let me go see what happens when I'm on live.
Going back to Postmodern Jukebox. Going back to Postmodern Jukebox.
Interesting. So I can paste in the live, but it's only in my dashboard. Something happened that I just missed. What was that?
I said,
No, I got that part. Oh, Zero is hosting me. Thank you, Zero. Okay, well that's a clue. I mean, there's something about my dashboard chat doesn't let me paste, but my front end will. I don't think it's anything with OBS, because OBS only gets feedback from Twitch. So there's probably some setting I've set, even if it's by accident, that stops me from pasting or something. I don't know. I'll Google it and find out what's going on. Zero, I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Now, OBS does have an update, but I don't think it's out on the Mac yet.
the Mac. You're one of those people.
Oh, absolutely. Okay.
I've heard of those people before.
All right, back to work. Finally. Everyone's been very patient. Thank you very much. That means he's a PC person and we're Mac people.
One of those people. Ugh. I know your types.
Yeah, and PC people, unlike Mac people, can't get along with others.
I used to be one of you. Used to be one of you crunchy hippies.
Back when life was good.
Back before I learned that the world was full of so much to hate.
I started as a Mac user, switched to PC, went back to Mac because for all the good reasons. And then but things are not as good since Jobs passed away. So I felt the difference.
Well, even before Steve Jobs passed away, the major problem with Mac is that they're so limiting to their customers, right? Like,
thank you, Tuatha. Limiting how?
They're trying to make it impossible for Mac owners to do things like repair their own computers. They do things in such a way that there's just not the same freedom with Mac that there's with other platforms.
I would totally agree with that, but there weren't the same problems on the Mac as you get on the PC either. Like when I had a PC, no, there's not. When I had the PC, I was getting so many more attacks from the internet onto my Hewlett Packard, whereas the Mac, while not invincible, of course, I'm way more protected.
The main protection for Mac was the fact that it was a platform that nobody was writing virus because nobody was using at the point. It became a very popular thing, which is fine. You know, but like the power to pay off, right? The protection to pay off isn't what it used to be on the Mac.
Yes.
And really, it's when they went to an Intel-based, when they had Intel start making their processors for them is when I stopped using Mac, essentially.
Mm-hmm. So Zero says, you can read chat. Yeah, Zero's looking at an HP desktop. You know, I'll tell you, HP always has some attractive looking computers. I mean, I've had 3 HPs, but I will say they start off fine, but they don't seem to last very long. So.
Yeah. I like the idea of building your own PC. It's simple enough to do, but and the payoff from what you get out of it for the price is always much better, if you ask me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. My son built his PC. Yeah. And the Linux folks are over here sitting going, what are they doing? What's that emote mean? Oh yeah, they're laughing.
Oh yeah, that's
Linux,
that's laughing. Linux. I love Linux. I just don't have a computer that I can dedicate to Linux at the moment. Or the time to relearn Linux. Well, if you're doing it just for the art, the Apple iPad, the iPad Pro is not a bad choice. Excuse me. And especially now that both Photoshop and Clip Studio are available for the iPad platform.
Process of continuous learning. Is that because it's still in its growth stage? Like, what is Linux used for other than servers? Because that's kind of what I hear. It's super popular.
Well, that is where it's super popular. It's a super stable platform.
Mm-hmm.
It can emulate just about any machine you want to throw at. So as far as personal use, it's really only good for gearheads. You know what I mean? Like it's not something I would suggest the average user just go pick up. There's a steep learning curve to it.
Okay.
It's fun. For me, it was just fun. But there's very little out of the box, just run it programming that you get to do.
Right.
So a lot of it is learning how to emulate or virtualize machines. Yeah, Zero. I would definitely go with the iPad. With the iPad, then, if Procreate is your goal. No, this whole layer doesn't need to be there. Yes, delete that.
Thanks, Zero. I'm drawing a Drider, so it's an evil elf torso fused with a big spider body. So another D&D monster. So Master Bismuth, I'm reading your post. I always wish I was a software engineer. I feel like if you have that kind of knowledge, you can make anything, right? You can make whatever you need. Yeah.
There you go. That's better.
So right now I'm just trying to figure out how I want that hand to be. It can work the way I have it, but I'm not sure that's the way I want it.
I like that pose for the hand. What's she holding in her backhand?
It's going to be a whip. One of their, whatever they got, cat of nine tails. I don't know, Master Bismuth. Is that how you feel about artists? I've always tried to be left brain and right brain, but I think I'm a better right brain than I am left brain.
Actually, technically, everyone is left-brained.
Then why are artists considered right brain?
So the whole thing about that is that you have two brain hemispheres that are able to talk to each other inside your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're connected. They communicate. If you were to cut that communication, you would literally have two active brains with two different opinions about things, but one totally incapable of speaking. Right? So you'd essentially have an entirely different brain inside your head that has no ability to communicate with the outside world. And there's people who have this operation done in cases of brain tumors or various diseases of the brain. And like they find themselves, for example, they'll do a test. They put two iPads, one on the right side, one on the left side, and they will tell the one on the iPad on the left side will say pick up a figure. Right, and they'll have a bunch of toys to the left, and so it picks up a figure, and then you hand it to your right side, and then it tells it to hand it to your right hand, and then the iPad on the right side says, "Why did you pick that up?" And like it's like My Little Pony, and he's like, "I don't know, it was a pretty color. It was a pretty color. It's one I liked." Meanwhile, like the screen on the left specifically told them what to pick up. Their two brains aren't communicating. The only part of us that gets to talk and that has any ability to be outward to the world is the left side of our head.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of over my head, but sounds good.
There's people who also have that separation that occurs, and they like, for example, they'll pick something up with their right hand, and their left hand might slap it away because the left side of the brain wants something else.
Sounds like the genesis of schizophrenia.
Well, that's actually part of the reason why they were studying that. Is trying to see the effects it might have on mental health. And if there's any benefits to it.
Bismuth is a multi-classed character, engineer, and artist. Ah! Yeah, Bismuth, I've tried to do programming probably 4 times in my life, and I don't know why. It's such a hurdle for me to pursue it. And I did it first in college, and they were teaching Pascal at the time, and I wanted to be a game programmer, and I just was too young and too stupid to realize that what they were teaching me was actually going to help me. So I quit then, and then I tried to self-teach 3 times since then. I just can't do it. Can't do it. Although I wish I could. Corpus callosum. That sounds like a magic spell.
Well, it's certainly a magic part of the brain.
Yeah, Bismuth, back then there was the game Knight of Diamonds, which was done in Pascal, so I thought, oh man, then that's the language I want to learn. Because me and my friends had hours and hours and hours and hours of fun with that game. And it was a very...
You sound like you'd be a David Eddings fan.
So the name's familiar, but I don't know who he is by name. Who is it?
Fantasy author.
Oh yeah. I read a lot of his stuff back in the 80s. Now is okay, no, David Eddings. Which world was his?
The Bulgarian, the Malorian.
Yep. Okay, I read maybe 2. He had Mandaralin as one of his characters in the early books.
Mm-hmm.
I read not so many. I for some reason, it didn't hook me, even though he had all those novels.
When I was in high school, he was one of my favorite authors.
Uh-huh. It might have been that his stuff was kind of tough for me to bring in, perhaps. But for some reason, he was like one of the only guys that didn't stick. Another book that didn't stick was Worm Ouroborealis or whatever, Ouroboros. That one was always
Ouroboros?
hard.
That's the snake eating his tail?
Yeah. I don't remember who wrote that one, but that was always a tough read for me, so I never finished that one. Yeah, Bismuth, I think I had who did I have a debate with? Someone was saying talent, mostly my wife, but some people, I have this debate that they think talent is sort of a God-given thing. You know, you're born with talent. And I'm of the opinion that you're born with passion, which might bring out your talent. But really, your talent is work your ass off to get good at something. So it's the folks that find something that they're willing to work their ass off and get really good at. Now, that's not always true. There are savants, but for the most part, for us regular people, we have to work at it all the time.
So that's where I feel like I gypped. I'm not supposed to be one of you regular people.
You're
that was not in my
supposed to be?
contract. Yeah, that was not in my contract.
What did you sign?
No, but it wasn't for this shit. Ugh.
Yeah, well, sorry, man. You're one of us.
Looks like I'll have to make do.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, darn.
See, how many people remember Eeyore?
Everybody who had a childhood should remember Eeyore.
Yeah.
I was recently reading the Winnie the Pooh, the original Winnie the Pooh books to my kids, and man, they're great books. I love how he writes.
I'll be honest. My exposure to Winnie the Pooh was always the TV shows.
And you get used to hearing the Jim Cummings high-pitched voice for Winnie the Pooh, which is a great voice. Don't get me wrong, I like it. But as I was reading the books, like the high-pitched voice didn't do it for me in the books, because it's amazing how brilliantly stupid Winnie the Pooh is.
Yeah.
He and Piglet chasing their own footprints around a tree for an hour, thinking the Huffalumps are coming to get them.
But see, you never felt like Winnie was stupid. You felt like he was innocent. You know.
Although he constantly introduced himself as a bear with very little brain. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he lives life in a mode of zen.
Well, it's a very simplistic, childish view that he has of the world. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Read The Wizard of Oz to my kids too, and that was a book that I wasn't expecting to be what it was.
The book's a lot darker than the movie.
Much.
Yeah.
I had to skip over a couple spots for my kids.
Yeah, we're like, hey, you know what? Next chapter.
Needless to say, they made it across the river, okay?
Yeah.
That's how a couple chapters ended for me. Although I do love the fact that in the book, The Wizard of Oz, the Emerald City wasn't Emerald. I mean, he'd fooled everybody into thinking the Emerald City was Emerald. Mainly because he made anybody who walked into the city, even the people who lived in the city full time, had to wear these spectacles on their that were like locked onto their heads that were emerald shades. So the city was whatever color it was, and all the people could see was green.
I don't remember that, but yeah, I'll take your word for it. I think I only read the books once, so I don't remember a whole lot.
Don't worry, Chaos. I wouldn't lie to you.
I take that as truth. But I remember, not that I remember, I trust a lot of other people's memories because mine is not as good as it used to be. So when someone says, hey, this is what it was, like, okay, I'll take your word for it because I don't remember anymore.
All right, I need validation.
Looks good.
Tell me it's pretty.
I actually love it, so it looks really good to me. I know every artist is their worst critic, but it's looking pretty cool.
Oh, wow, that hurt.
Zoom in more. What'd you do? Crack your body?
My collarbone just decided to pop when I stretched my arms.
Yeah. Guttermill. Let's do that. Maybe I still have it in memory. Let's see if I can actually do it now. No, log in. Can you paste the Khadgar link in my chat again?
Sure.
So Guttermill can come look. There you go, Guttermill. So that link will let you follow both streams at the same time. Or you can just go over to Luke's channel and take a look.
At the very most, you should follow both. You should be watching both streams at once. I can't hold a stream all by myself. Don't come follow me. I cannot be responsible for the stupid things you'll hear me say. She needs stripes. Hi, Tua.
So Tuatha wants to fix your collarbone. So what's the prognosis, Tuatha? Why would his collarbone crack like that out of no reason? What ailment is he suffering from?
Aside from being fat, sedentary, and old age.
Hello,
hey,
Mayor
thanks,
Paul.
Mayor Paul. That's awesome. Appreciate that. Whoa, didn't want to do that. Thank you.
So you're hypertense. You need to learn how to chill.
What are you talking about? I'm as chill gets.
Oh,
I'm chill, homie.
You have too many muscles then.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's my overabundance of musculature. Well, you know, Cass, I want to argue with you when you're right. When you're right, bud.
Yeah, see, I'm always right. Except when I'm wrong.
Let's be honest, how often is that?
Never.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm never wrong. I only admit to being wrong.
I thought I was wrong once, but turns out I was mistaken.
And then the universe blew up.
Whoa. It is currently 3:41 in the morning. Thank you for the follow, Tua. I appreciate it. You guys are the best.
Yeah, it's a good crew. They keep me company every time I stream. And then some. Very generous. So you're East Coast, huh?
I am.
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Oh, isn't Connor New Jersey?
He lives like 20 minutes from me. Yeah.
Wow. Tuatha is 3 followers away from 100 followers.
Good
Almost.
for you. Hold on. Let me
Yeah, I was
help
going
you
to
with
say,
that.
Luke, go follow her. Yep.
Let me help you right there with that.
Anyone else in here? Go follow Tuatha. Let's get her over the 100 followers because she especially helped me get over 200 followers. Or not even just that, but just get over that $100 hump so that I actually got a paycheck from Twitter.
What?
From Twitch.
Hey, thanks, Cutter. Thanks, man. The best. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it.
Of course,
No,
not
don't say I have a good
Tuatha,
personality.
but we will
Don't say I have a good
always
personality. I
help
have
you.
a reputation to keep up, but dude, come on now. Don't convince people I'm nice.
Yeah, he's got good personality until you get to know him.
Then I'm just an asshole.
So Tuatha, did you get over your 100? Are you suffering at 99 followers right now?
Hold on. Is it 99 and... No, not... There you go. Not sub. I can't afford to sub. 100. You're welcome. Oh, wait, no. You're following 99 people. Well, now you have 98 followers. Or 97. I'm not sure. I can't count. Well, I'll take the compliment for calling me charismatic. I appreciate that.
Xfinity X5 gives Gordon Hayward internet speeds he can count on in crunch time.
One of my major problems on stream is that I get lost in what I'm doing and I forget to talk to people.
It happens when you're getting into the art. Like tonight, I've been way more talkative than I normally am, I think. Because usually I draw more than I have been tonight, so it's pretty vocal. But yeah, I know.
So what do you think? Is she extravagant?
Your art?
No, the character. The prompt for Mermaid, the day one prompt for Mermaid was extravagant. She party. I'll take it.
Oh,
good enough
gotcha.
for me.
Okay. Yeah, so Tuatha, you are now officially got more followers than following. I always think that's a good thing.
Woohoo! Thank you, Tua. I appreciate that. I think I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then I'm going to go over to Photoshop to do the second one. Excuse me. Duh.
All right, so test your D&D knowledge. The matron mothers, their whips, have how many tails? Is it 4 or does it have more?
To the Googles.
Yeah, I'm gonna check some art. Oh, that's right. Their whip has snake heads. All right, I'll draw snake heads. I forgot about that. I don't remember how many snake heads it's supposed to have.
I'm not seeing any with whips. I'm seeing swords and spears.
If you Google
And it's
matron
3.
mother,
It's 3. 3 heads.
is that the official or is that what another artist
No,
did?
that's just what I've seen other artists do.
Mm-hmm.
What's this official stuff?
Yeah, sometimes I like to look it up.
Who needs official?
Because that's their signature weapon. Only the priestesses, not the matron mothers. Our matron mothers, they're priestesses anyway, right? Yeah, so my little Drider technically shouldn't have the whips, but I'll stick with it.
Okay.
All right.
The other thing that Mac does that drives me crazy as far as their computers is that they've built in, essentially they built a system that's going to fail eventually via thermal throttle by not having adequate cooling going to their systems. Yeah, they give you a very fancy slim design, but at the end of the day, all the boards are soldered together and there's no circulation going through the machine. Oh.
I can't do anything. That's because I'm on Khadgar. So if I want to type in Twitch, I have to actually go over here.
OBS doesn't have a chat window for you?
No, because again, Slobs has that cool tool where you can do everything in OBS. So I have to have a browser window open with Twitch and the chat, and then OBS has its own window. So yeah, I don't have all the tools.
What's the crap? I actually have to look up what is the day 2 prompt. Man.
I know what it's going to do. D5E.
Rascal. I guess question. What do you think I should do to illustrate a rascal? A rascally little mermaid.
It's a good question. I don't know what I would do via body language. That would be tough. A boy mermaid? Isn't that a merman? A granny
I like your
booking it in a
tenacity.
racing-
I like your tenacity there, Bear Paw. That is a good idea. Not very conducive to the mermaid theme. That is the month theme. It is Mermay. Yeah. It is time to do mermaids every day, which and merfolk are my favorite kinds of things to draw. So. Let's see. To the Googles. And I started up Photoshop, and my computer just said, "What are you doing?" It's hard to draw a bad mermaid.
Yeah, a siren pickpocketing a sailor sounds good. All right.
So, okay. Let's just put down a couple ideas here then.
So Tuatha, I'm going way back to you're trying to decide what kind of show to stream to celebrate. So I've got my games if you want another game stream, but the tough part would be my availability.
What kind of games?
When I passed that 100 mark, I got what's it called? You know, you don't know Jack, but they have some other party games.
The Jackbox?
Yeah, so I got the 3rd set.
Cool.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. Yeah, Jackbox Party Pack number 3. I think I can actually draw this now. My dog is sneezing up a storm. T-shirt Wars is at least in number 3. We actually played that one.
All right. Actually, let's not have the tackle box over there. Tackle box over here.
There was just a water drop sound on the soundtrack stuff that I'm listening to, and it was the same water drop sound that TED Talks uses. I'm like, hey, I know that sound.
I love TED Talks.
Yeah. You know, I like the main TED Talks. I don't like the smaller TED Talks, the TEDx. They're just, for some reason, not as good. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that drop was used somewhere else, but I do remember it on TED Talks. Just like when this does the soundtrack of the monsters, you know some of it's Godzilla. You can tell. So this guy gets sound bites from other places. You know what I like about these spider legs is that I can get away with drawing just about any shape, and the weirder the shape, the more creepy the leg looks. So it's a very forgiving.
It doesn't take away from the believability of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very forgiving thing to draw.
Okay, why did YouTube stop? And holy crap, I'm not paying attention to my chat, like, at all. Sorry guys, I love you still.
Are you not looking at your own Khadgar? Thank you, Gutter McGill. Is that meant to be like an Irish name? Because I like it, Gutter McGill. Oh, autosave. Norwegian, huh? Cool, cool.
How do you pronounce that? Is it McGill or is it Mogul or? Now I'm curious. Some of my favorite jokes are about Norwegian. Gudrungill. Gudrungill. Okay. I was gonna say some of my favorite jokes are about Norwegians.
Gudrun Gill makes perfect sense. That's funny how I hacked that up.
You're not the only one. Connor and I didn't do a very good job with it either. And instead of just asking, hey, how do you say your name? We just sat and guessed for a while. Is my stream working?
Khadgar's working.
Okay, you can still see that what I'm drawing?
Yeah, you're still working on the mermaid doing mischief stuff. Yeah.
Yep. She's stealing his tackle box. Shh, don't anybody tell him.
That's her way of protecting the wildlife, right?
Sure,
If
we'll
you
go with
can't,
that.
if you can't hunt or can't fish, you can't harm the wildlife. See, that's mischievous. That's good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you spending your valuable time hanging out with us. Right, Bear Paw? Yeah, you know, you need to draw a bunch of beer cans on the dock. That way, you know, he's drunk and doesn't notice her mischief. All right, Tuatha. See you next time. Thank you as always. And I hope you have wonderful dreams.
Have a good night, Tua. Enjoy yourself. Sleep well. Again, you also impress me with your speed and the ability to put down lines.
You know, the age-old answer, I guess, is just practice. But I tell you, one of the things that helped me a lot is I used to have I'm using an Intuos 3, and it used to be mapped.
Me too.
And so I used to map it to the entire monitor screen. But the problem was, if I made a mark that was 1 inch long on my Intuos, it would be 3 inches long on the monitor. So my hand motion was being multiplied by a factor of 3. So then I said, well, I'm going to experiment, and so I mapped the Intuos to a size on my monitor that's the same size as my Intuos drawing space. Helped me tons. Makes a huge difference on being able to control your lines. So I would recommend it. You kind of have to get used to drawing in a smaller window, but like I said, the lines go exactly where I want them to now. Whereas before, I felt like I was kind of getting lucky. Yeah, I was just bismuth. I was just looking at it, and I was trying to figure out for myself what I could do, because I was thinking of the advantages of having the monitor tablets, and no matter what zoom level you're at, you're going to draw a line, that's as long as whatever you draw. It could be 1 inch, could be 3 inches. Your perception is that line is just as long as you made it. And so I was trying to figure out, how can I get that same effect with my Intuos? And then I came across the idea, like, why don't I try mapping it to size? So it's a 1-to-1 relationship. And yeah. So yeah, I'm happy with that. The driver on the Mac allows you to set up coordinates for the 4 corners, or you can just drag and drop, or you can drag a box parameter and save it like that. So, it took me about an hour. I got it down to the absolute pixel that I wanted, and never looked back. So I'm kind of anal on trying to make the digital tools as close to natural as possible.
Oh no, I am so happy that they're not close to natural.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, not everyone.
My traditional work isn't anywhere near as good as my digital work is.
I went in and so I draw everything at 600 dpi. I scanned in my 3mm, or my 0.3, my 0.5, 0.7. I scanned in the leads to see exactly how thick they are, and I made all of my brushes to be the appropriate thickness. So when I draw with my pencil, it's basically a 0.5mm pencil. If I were to print this out at 100%, then all my line strokes would be 0.5, so I would know exactly how much or how big my line strokes are.
Yeah, I don't need to. I just need to know if it looks pretty.
Uh-huh.
That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, and it's only if you're I mean, if you're going to print it, you might have some surprises, but since I am going to print eventually, I was like, you know what, I need to know exactly how thick my lines are. Because when you draw digitally, it's really easy to get some lines that are just too thin and aren't going to hold up. So, that's why I'm anal. I like to conquer those things.
Title of your sex tape.
What?
Nothing. So where are you at, Chaos?
San Diego.
I hear they got a hell of a zoo out there.
Yeah,
California is one of the states that's on my list to visit.
You've missed your opportunity to see the pandas here.
That's right, I saw the pandas at the National Zoo. We're fine.
Yeah.
Lazy bums.
Most of the time, yeah.
It was a hot day last summer. And my wife was working in DC. And the kids and I went down to visit, so we went to the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to find the pandas. They weren't outside in their enclosure. He had to inside the panda house, and he was literally laying on the top level of like the structure that they have to play on, underneath the air vent, just lying on his back, belly up to the AC.
Yeah, they like to lounge a lot.
Smut? This is not smutty. Hold on, I'll take the smut part away. There we go. Not smutty anymore. We're good.
Oh yeah, you gotta be careful, right? Doesn't Twitch have the can't draw nipples rule? They will ban your ass. Or so I'm told.
I'm just saying, this song is way smuttier than the picture is. Oh, right. Sorry, I gotta look at my chat window more often. Engage the audience. Although my wife already came out and told me to be quiet, I talk too loud.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough my room is on the opposite side of the house and I can shut the door. My wife is not gonna hear me at all.
House, that's a word I envy.
Yeah, it's a small house, but it's a house.
1-bedroom apartment with 2 kids. That's my fun living.
Oh, wow. Wow. Gudrumgil. I drew just my sorceress, and she was wearing a top, but I drew a hint of the nipple underneath, and I'm like, even I'm like so paranoid to do it because I sure don't want to get banned. But I'm ultra conservative anyway. It doesn't bug me, but I know for a lot of folks they want to be able to draw whatever they want to draw. But I was there with what was that other one? DeviantArt, when it was getting out of control. So I'm actually in favor of strict rules. DeviantArt was getting crazy stupid. I don't think they would either, to be honest, but I'm like, I took out the nipples anyway, just in case. And probably, they're more concerned about the artist that can draw realism, not my little cartoony sketches stuff, but you never know.
Well, I'm sure on some level, the intent of the art behind it plays some factor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to share. I have to share with my wife and 2 kids and a dog.
Yeah, I can't even comprehend 1 bedroom and a whole family. So where do your kids sleep?
They have bunk beds in the bedroom.
Wow.
Her bed's in the bedroom. I generally don't sleep in the bedroom. Mainly because by the time I would go to bed, I don't want to wake everybody up.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
So, Amy and the kids are currently asleep in the bedroom. But I generally don't draw pictures that I wouldn't show to my kids. So like, even though I'm not afraid of a nipple here and there, I generally keep my stuff kid friendly. Because they commonly, if I'm not streaming and I'm drawing, they like to come over and sit in my lap while I draw. Hell, even if I am streaming and they're awake, they like to come over and say hi to the internets.
Yeah.
There's a camera? How do I get in front of it? It's my daughter's attitude about all cameras.
Yeah, isn't it fun about kids? Yeah. They're not shy. They're like, oh, I'm a star. So you're gonna have to explain, Bismuth. So what do you mean? How did the camera steal your soul? And I know that phrase, but I don't know what you mean when you say by Dos Ex Machina. So you'll have to explain.
Let's see. Yeah, when you get old enough that you realize in a world with the internet, the old Native American curse about camera stealing your soul is now a real way of Deus Ex Machina. Well, Deus Ex Machina is traditionally a storytelling phrase, and it has to do with the overly convenient device or object that allows the hero to complete their journey.
Sort of like a MacGuffin.
The MacGuffin is the drive behind a story. A Deus Ex Machina is like a device that's just delivered from the god that is the writer to the hero.
Okay.
Something that falls into their lap that lets them move to the next plot point, essentially.
Gotcha. Okay.
What do you think is hilarious is that my mom got me into photography, and she refuses to let anybody take her picture. Like she will not stand anywhere where a camera can see her when the family's together.
Well, Bismuth, I will have to admit, you're talking over my head, man. So maybe I'm not as smart as I thought I was. Can you explain it as if I was a 5-year-old? That's the guy's name? I don't think I've ever seen his name.
Whose name?
The Star Wars kid?
Which Star Wars kid?
Oh, how could you not know the Star Wars kid?
Ghislaine Raza? You figured out that he was alone, just pretending to be a Jedi? Oh, that kid?
Yeah.
Ah.
I see. Okay. That's true, right? You gotta be careful. And a lot of times you don't even have control. Something that might seem innocent or innocuous at one point, if spun just the wrong way, suddenly curses you. I have to look up, see if I even use that word correctly.
My stream froze again for me.
Huh, what do you know? I used the word correctly. I don't think I said it correctly. Innocuous. I think I added an L.
Isn't it, though? And you know what? I don't even care about the unfortunate placing of it.
About his rod. Yeah. Bismuth, I hate that about today's society, is that there's too many people that instead of helping would rather film it on their phone because they want the next little shocking meme. That's kind of an ugly part of society. We used to help each other. An N95 dust mask and sunglasses to hide your face. Are you kidding or are you serious? I hope I don't regret showing my face on the internet. So far I've been lucky, but who knows?
Now I'm being the millennial that I am. I've come to accept that my face is going to show up places. I don't care anymore.
Well, yeah, it's not the showing up that matters. It's what they attach to the face. You know, the out of context message that comes across. Or for some people, the in context message that they forced on themselves.
And yet they still get elected to office. I don't understand it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother wackiness about the world. Cheap comic book supervillain. I like it. Okay. That's cool. I'm not creative or too shy to be a personality. But I think it's neat when folks go that extra step and become a personality and try to create a persona. I think that's awesome.
Oh, go ahead, Bear Paw. Actually, I always encourage debate and political talking, and I never judge people for the politics they have, except for the ones who are like incredibly wrong.
All right, I guess I'm heading to bed now.
Really? Huh. See, I love debate just as a thing. Debating is one of my all-time favorite things. Problem is I have friends who like to throw out political statements without wanting to debate it at all, and then get super upset when the debate happens, even if I agree with them.
Yeah, I don't like talking politics or religion.
Hey, thanks, B Charmer. Appreciate the follow. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. thank you. I appreciate that. Love the love.
Good night, Bear Paw. We'll see you
Good night,
next
Bear
time.
Paw. Good to talk to you, man. Thank you for watching, and thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it.
Woman.
Excuse me. See if I can figure out some scales. Begin the same place that you'd begin with a paintbrush or a pen or a pencil. With a blank canvas and an idea.
So, Beach Armor, I have a reply to that too about not knowing where to begin. The computer programs, like any other tool, right, is something you just have to start off just doodling with and playing with and just kind of experimenting and figuring out how it's going to work for you. And then after a while, you just kind of get it, you know? It's sort of, it definitely gets easier and easier the more you use the tool. But it is kind of overwhelming at first.
Yeah, it is. Alright, Beach Armor. Oh, my hands are shaky too. Here's the thing. When I'm working in Photoshop, I use Lazy Nezumi to help steady my strokes. You see, watch. That's the Lazy Nezumi on. And that's with it off. So... All right, man. You have yourself a good night. Oh, you weren't saying you're going to bed. You're saying going to give it a go. You absolutely should. Absolutely. Just remember, it's just another medium to work in. It's not... The tools don't matter. The ideas and your ability to express them matters. So what else is new over there, Rob? How you doing, man? You're getting all quiet. So am I.
Yeah, it's just a normal concentration.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty close to calling it a night. But I just had so much fun doing the legs.
Sure. Man, that looks great. Seriously, Bead Charmer. So I'm also streaming alongside Planet Chaos Art. You can check us both out on Khadgar right now if you'd like, but you should check him out. Definitely give him a follow. He's got an amazing art. I'll take it. You can learn with me if you like. Have any questions? Go ahead and ask. Rob is also a good resource for answers.
Yeah, see, Luke is very good at ventriloquism, so not only can he talk while his mouth is closed, but he gets a different intonation in the whole bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're chatting on Discord, and we're chatting on a friend's Discord. We're not even in our own Discord channel, but you can hear it all.
To be fair, I've adopted it.
You've annexed it?
I've adopted, yeah. It's my home base now.
Yeah, so
Khadgar just allows you to watch multiple streams at the same time.
Exactly. No, we appreciate you coming around, spending your time watching us draw.
Yeah, we do.
So thank you for that.
Well, I mean, Chaos does. I can do without all of you guys. Pfft, I don't need attention.
Yeah. Remember
Sorry,
that?
I live in Jersey.
Remember that he's got a good personality until you get to know him. Yeah, your cynicism in Jersey is a lot stronger than California.
People here speak sarcasm from birth. It's great. Sarcasm and death threats. My daughter already told me that she wished I was dead so she can have a cat.
To have a cat. Oh, that's worth it.
Yeah, I'm allergic to cats. And so she followed the logic through on that one day where she said, "So, Daddy, you're allergic to cats. But if you were missing or dead, I could get a cat. So I kind of wish you were dead, Daddy, so I could have a cat."
Thank you for
that.
Thank
you, Beach Armor, for watching and following.
Gudrum Gill, is that your lurk emote? Because I think that's perfect. It is. It is your lurk emote. Yeah, so that's perfect.
Well, if I ever get enough followers, if I ever get enough subscribers, I'll make a lurk emote. I thought my interrobang was too important to not have.
I have I gotta bounce over here. I only have one emote set up. Where is it? Gosh darn it, things are like lagging, so when I click it takes forever.
I know how that goes.
So there's my little beholder is my T1 lurker emote.
Nice. There you go.
I think I'll be having to create another one pretty soon. I think my sub points are starting to get close. Oh, actually, maybe not. We need like 75 sub points, right?
15.
Oh, then I am definitely close.
It's 15 to have 15 subs to have 2.
Oh, I'm not close. I'm not even halfway. Am I halfway? No, I'm not even halfway. Oh, that's fine.
I have 2 whole subscribers.
I've got 6 current subscribers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rolling in that mad Twitch dough. Thank you, I appreciate that, B-Termer. You're the best. That's not what I was
Yep, I think I'll stop there. I got some more thinking to do before I commit some lines.
I don't know, man. That's what do you got to think about. You've done pretty awesome. Amazeballs even.
Thank you, sir. But yeah, it's just subtle stuff, right? Like the rib cage right now is okay as a gesture, but I want to soften it up. Well, you know, just tweaking it, try to make it a little bit better.
Sure.
But I'm happy where it's going. Pretty darn excited about it.
As you should be. It looks pretty dang good. Dag nabbit.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this one colored. That's the fun thing about drawing, honestly, is like every picture has something exciting about it. So whether it's the colors or the inks or just the gesture or whatever. It's pretty rare nowadays that I struggle so completely that it's just not fun.
Depends on the day for me.
Yeah, I was struggling with, I'm going to open up the last one I did, this Death Dog one.
Uh-huh.
But for some reason, by the time I got to the end, I was pretty damn happy with it.
Lately, I've just been in such a brain fog.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, trying to sit down and actually do artwork, I just find myself getting really frustrated at myself for work that I know I should be doing better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that old saying. I mean, you just got to keep plugging away, right? Even when you're not doing well. But what I do, though, honestly, so here's my tip. When I'm not doing well, I'll stop, and then I'll go do some drawing studies. You know, maybe I feel like studying hands or feet or muscular or hair or whatever. And then when I come back, for some reason, my brain is kind of like looser, right? And I'm able to do stuff that I couldn't do before.
Normally, it's the studies that drive me crazy most.
Yeah.
I have my brain just does not want to calm down and actually draw, like practice drawing things. You know what I mean? My brain just wants to jump right into the illustration. Not only does it want to jump right into the illustration, it wants to jump to the end of the illustration before I've done before I've laid down any of the other colors or before I've even finished my sketching.
Mm-hmm.
This one I've just decided to jump to the end because of time. You know, it's 5 o'clock in the morning and I haven't slept.
Yeah.
So
that's so you touched on something. Before I started twitching, there's a couple things I wanted to do. So I practiced all the time, or I practiced off and on, to be honest. And then I was like, you know what? I'm tired of practicing all the time. I want to draw. And I said, I'll just practice while I'm drawing. So that's kind of what I do now, is practice while I'm drawing.
Yeah, but there's things like working on perspective, for example, that I need to sit down and actually do perspective-based pieces.
Yeah.
And I start working on them, and my brain says, "No, fuck this, I'm done."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Come on, man, we haven't been here 5 minutes. Just calm down and give it a try." Nope, I'm done.
Yeah, I want to do perspective, but that's why I'm sticking to characters right now.
Well, if I ever want to put a project out, I need to actually be able to work on the project.
Yep. See, you should try the perspective tools in Clip Studio Paint. They're actually very strong.
So are the ones in Lazy Nizumi.
Is that an extension for Photoshop?
Yep. So I can go into my ruler settings here, and I have ellipse rulers, radial lines, parallel lines, connected lines, isometric perspective, fisheye perspective, linear perspective, vanishing lines, perspective ellipse, and quadratic Bezier.
So how would you do 3-point perspective?
You go to linear perspective. Alright, it gives you this. You can move your horizon up and down. So you can do 3-point perspective, say for like a building that's way up high.
Mm-hmm.
There's my 3 lines right there. I would change my vanishing points.
Okay.
To be wherever. And then I can set wherever on this hold on. So now, as I draw, all my lines will go to my vanishing points.
Very cool. Very cool, yep.
But that doesn't help me in like trying to construct a room, you know what I mean? Like, that helps me understand where my vanishing points are and how, and the mechanics of perspective, but it doesn't help me in actually populating a room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then how to make things that don't fit perfectly into the perspective fit into the image. Yeah.
Yep.
Because like 2 and 3-point perspective are great for images that are essentially at a 45-degree angle to you, or are not perfectly straight on with your direct line of vision. But if I want to turn something inside that plane, it makes it infinitely more difficult for me.
Understood.
Because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a big old dummy.
Well, that perspective tool looks pretty good. It looks actually more intuitive than the one in Clip Studio Paint.
So, I dig it. It's handy. No, I don't want the rulers on. History. All right.
All right, I'm shutting down Khadgar.
All right. Just have yourself a good night.
Yeah, I'm gonna raid you before I take off. So hold on.
Woot! I'll take it.
Yeah. Gudrun Gill, good night. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time, bud.
Night, Gudrun. It's a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for clearing up your name.
Hey, Falling Up. You caught me right as I'm fading out, but we're going to raid Luke here. And you guys can follow him or watch him. So let's see if I can get this working. I'm not too adept at raiding, but it's been working if I open up a second window first. But I gotta get your channel to load. Think so? Alright, I'll take it off screen just to be safe. So, yeah, that's fine. But for some reason, I can't get anyone else to load up. I'm just getting a black screen. So we'll do the raid. I just won't do the 2-window process. We'll see if it works. Where's my little raid control? Here it is, way over here. Alright. So if it doesn't work, good night everyone. I'll see you next time. If it does work, Luke will let me know via Discord. Well, I'm going to hit the raid button right now. So in 10 seconds, we might be popping over.
Yay. Please let it work. I don't want to have to yell at Chaos.
So it should be coming over. You getting a notice or anything?
Not yet.
Oh, I have to hit the raid now button. Duh.
Yay! Thank you for the raid, Chaos. Appreciate it, man.
You bet.
Good hanging out with you tonight. We'll see you next time around, man.
Yep. Good night, everyone.
Flounder, where'd you go? Hey, guys. Thanks for coming over.